Welcome to Knowledge Hub, where curiosity meets discovery. Dive into a world of fascinating facts, mind-blowing science, and the secrets behind everyday wonders. Get ready to expand your mind and explore topics that spark your imagination. Let's unlock the knowledge together.
It was Christmas Eve, a time for joy and laughter. But for one unsuspecting family, it marked the beginning of a nightmare. Picture this: a little girl, filled with the magic of the season, convinced she hears Santa's sleigh bells. She insists on leaving out milk and cookies, her innocent excitement palpable. But what she doesn't know is that this Christmas would be anything but merry. As night falls, the atmosphere shifts. The girl, with her wide eyes and hopeful heart, stumbles upon a figure that chills her to the bone. It's not Santa. It's the Clown, a twisted, murderous demon who thrives on fear. In a horrifying twist, he brutally attacks her family, leaving a scene of chaos and despair. The laughter of Christmas is replaced by screams, and the warmth of family is extinguished in an instant. But the story doesn't end there. We rewind 5 years, peeling back the layers of this dark tale. The Clown didn't just appear out of nowhere. His origins are as gruesome as his actions. After being decapitated, he somehow comes back to life, a grotesque resurrection that defies logic. The catalyst? A mad patient named Vicky, who gives birth to his severed head. Yes, you heard that right. In a horrifying twist of fate, Vicky becomes the vessel for this evil. As if that wasn't enough, Vicky doesn't just give birth to a demon. She becomes his accomplice. Together, they form a twisted bond, a partnership forged in blood and chaos. Vicky, once a victim of her own madness, embraces the darkness and becomes a brutal companion to Art, the Clown. Their reign of terror is marked by violence and mayhem, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. This isn't just a story about a killer clown. It's a deep dive into the psyche of madness, the consequences of unchecked evil, and the fragility of innocence. The little girl who believed in Santa is a stark reminder of how quickly joy can turn to horror. As we unravel this tale, we're left to ponder what happens when the things we believe in become our worst nightmares. The line between fantasy and reality blurs, and in the end, the true horror lies not just in the monster, but in the darkness that resides within us all. I can still hear the echoes of my past, the whispers of fear that linger in the corners of my mind. After what felt like an eternity in that hospital, I finally stepped back into the world, but it wasn't the same. My family welcomed me with open arms, but I could see the worry etched on their faces. They thought I was free, but the truth is, I was still trapped in my memories in the shadows of Art's terror. Art, just saying his name sends chills down my spine. He's not just a monster. He's a nightmare that refuses to fade. I thought I had escaped him, but the moment I stepped out of those hospital walls, I felt it, the weight of his presence creeping back into my life. I could sense that he was plotting, scheming, and I knew deep down that he wouldn't let me go so easily. As I tried to piece my life back together, I stumbled upon whispers of his return. It was like a dark cloud hanging over me, suffocating and relentless. I had to find a way to stop him, to end this once and for all. That's when I learned about the magical sword, an ancient weapon said to hold the power to defeat him. It felt like a fairy tale, but I knew I had to believe in something, anything to give me strength. With my cousin by my side, we began to dig deeper into our family's history, uncovering secrets that had been buried for generations. Each revelation felt like a piece of a puzzle falling into place, but it also brought more questions. What did our family have to do with Art? Why was he so fixated on us? The more we learned, the more I realized that this wasn't just about me. It was about our bloodline, our legacy. Then came the chaos. A mall, bustling with life, suddenly turned into a scene of horror as Art unleashed his explosive gifts. Panic erupted, and I felt the familiar grip of fear tightening around my heart. But this time, I wasn't going to hide. I couldn't. I had to confront him, to face the darkness that had haunted me for so long. As I stood there, adrenaline coursing through my veins, I knew this was my moment. I had to find that sword, to harness its power, and to confront Art. I could feel the weight of my family's history on my shoulders, the burden of their pain, and I was determined to break the cycle. This was my chance to reclaim my life, to turn the tables on the monster who had tormented me. The final confrontation loomed ahead, and I could almost hear Art's laughter echoing in the distance. But I wouldn't let fear dictate my actions anymore. I was ready to fight, ready to end his reign of terror once and for all. This was my story, my battle, and I was going to emerge victorious. I can't believe I'm in this situation. My cousin, the one person I thought I could trust, is sitting there, ready to dig into my life, my secrets. She has no idea what she's asking for. The diary, my diary, holds everything. It's not just a collection of thoughts. It's a window into my fears, my dreams, and the chaos that's been swirling around me. I told her not to reveal anything, but curiosity has a way of getting the best of people. And then there's Art. I can feel him lurking in the shadows, always watching, always waiting. It's like he's playing a game, and I'm not sure if I'm the pawn or the queen. He overheard our conversation, and I can only imagine what he's planning. He thrives on fear, and right now, he's got plenty to work with. I can't let him get too close. I need to stay one step ahead. As I sit here, the news blares in the background, and my heart sinks. Mall explosions? It's a signature move. Art's chaos is spreading, and I can't shake the feeling that my brother is in danger. I have to reach him before it's too late. I grab my phone, my hands trembling as I dial his number. "Hey, it's me," I say, trying to keep my voice steady. "I have the sword." There's a pause on the other end, and I can almost hear the gears turning in his head. "You need to come home. Now." He agrees, but I can sense the worry in his voice. He knows what's at stake. The sword isn't just a weapon. It's a symbol of our family's legacy, our strength. If Art gets his hands on it, everything we've fought for could be lost. I glance at my cousin, who's still oblivious to the storm brewing around us. She thinks she's just asking questions, but she's stepping into a world she doesn't understand. I can't let her get hurt. I need to protect her, even if it means keeping her in the dark. As I hang up, I take a deep breath. The weight of the situation presses down on me. I have to be brave. I have to confront Art, not just for myself, but for my brother and for everyone who's been caught in his web of destruction. This isn't just about a diary or a sword. It's about standing up against the darkness that threatens to consume us all. I can't let fear dictate my actions. I have to fight back, and I will. I can still hear the echoes of the chainsaw, the roar of that monstrous machine slicing through the air, drowning out the screams of my friends. It was chaos, pure and unrelenting. Art, that twisted figure, wielding the chainsaw like it was an extension of himself, a tool of his madness. I never thought I'd witness something so horrific, but there I was, paralyzed by fear, watching as he unleashed his fury on the people I cared about most. Then, everything went dark. I woke up in a haze, disoriented, my heart racing. The first thing I noticed was Vicky. She was there, but something was off. Her voice twisted, mimicking my uncle and aunt, their warmth replaced by a chilling mockery. "Sienna, help us," she said, but it wasn't them. It couldn't be. I felt a cold sweat break out on my skin as reality crashed down on me. Art had taken them, just like he took my friends. I tried to shake it off to focus, but the fear was suffocating. I needed to find a weapon, something to defend myself. The sword I had relied on was nowhere to be found. Panic surged through me as I realized I was unarmed, vulnerable. The walls felt like they were closing in, and I could hear Art's footsteps, heavy and deliberate, echoing through the halls. Then he appeared, that sadistic grin plastered across his face, eyes glinting with a twisted delight. My heart dropped. I knew I had to fight to survive, but my body felt like lead. I lunged at him, adrenaline coursing through my veins. But without a weapon, I was just a target. He was relentless, swinging that chainsaw with a terrifying ease, and I could feel the air being sliced around me. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to escape, but there was nowhere to go. I was trapped in this nightmare, and Art was the monster lurking in the shadows. I tried to dodge, to weave, but he was too fast, too strong. I could feel the darkness creeping in, my vision blurring as I struggled to stay conscious. In that moment, I realized how fragile life is, how quickly everything can change. One moment, I was surrounded by laughter and friendship, and the next, I was fighting for my life against a maniac. As I lost my grip on reality, I thought of my friends, of Vicky, of the voices that haunted me. I couldn't let this be the end. I had to fight back to find a way to survive. But as the world faded to black, I wondered if I had already lost.
I wake up, disoriented, the cold bite of fear creeping in as I realize my hands are bound. My aunt is beside me, just as confused and terrified. Panic surges through me, but I force myself to breathe. Then I see her, Vicky. She stands there, a twisted smile on her face, and in her hands, she reveals a cage. Inside is a head. My heart drops. It's my brother's head. "Welcome to my little game," she taunts, her voice dripping with malice. I can't let her see my fear. I refuse to give her that satisfaction. I look at my aunt, and I can see the worry in her eyes, but I can't break down.
Not now.
Not when Vicky is trying so hard to shatter my spirit. "Why are you doing this?" I demand, my voice steady despite the chaos inside me. Vicky just laughs, a chilling sound that echoes in the dim light. She thrives on our despair, but I won't let her win. Then my cousin speaks up, her voice trembling but resolute. "What if